what does Illuvium look like, say 5 years from now, 2027? And like, what's your biggest challenge as not as a CEO, but as what did you say? A contributor.
A contributor.
Yeah.
So building that universe that I spoke about. So having Illuvium Zero, the mini game, the land game, having Illuvatars out there, which is your branding, your NFT that you use to showcase yourself, having the main game with the overworld and the auto battler, and then starting to build out things like expansions for Illuvium, because I think that I want to build either a MOBA or an MMO, either or. I think we should expand into that, which is making that overworld like that World of Warcraft experience, where it's just super immersive, massive terrain to go through, and you've got these huge bosses which you need to combine like teams of 6 to take them down. That would be an awesome expansion, I think. But again, it's not my decision. It's the council's. So, we obviously, the community listens to us because we've got the best source of information and we're the ones actually building it. So it's likely that they'll listen to what we're suggesting, but it might not be. So I guess zooming out, 2 or 3 different titles in our universe, in our ecosystem, and 1,000 people in the studio, like a mega, just building game after game after game. Aaron has so many games that the good thing about him not publishing an idea of his or building a game of his in the last 15 years is he's got like 15 years of ideas in terms of games. And so, we're just going to keep on building and building and building.
And what does the world of DeFi, crypto, everything else look like in 5 years? Where do you think we'll be at that point?
I honestly think that we're going to start to, if in the next 5 years, we should definitely be up to 1 billion people that are native to crypto and invest, whether they are just purely staking or whatever, in like stable coins to get an 8% APY instead of a 1%. I think it's inevitable. Right now, there's the scaling challenges. Once those are fixed, I think all bets are off for centralized banking. It's too powerful to not have that intermediary when I'm transferring you money. That permissionless ability to send send money should be the way that it's meant to be. Why is there someone who takes a clip, 5 times over in this process when it's my money and it's the recipient's money? It's 2 parties. That's it.
Yeah, I can see the DeFi part of you coming out, the DeFi monster coming out. So right now, what are we about? Maybe a couple 100 million people that are enabled in the DeFi ecosystem, or they're crypto natives?
Maybe? It's like, I think that the numbers around, it's pretty hard to tell, but I think the numbers around 300 million that are crypto native.
So that
a large chunk Bitcoin holders, which theoretically then,
Yeah, doesn't mean they've crossed the bridge into DeFi, but so maybe 1 billion people, but in 5 years, they're actually in these protocols, like you said, staking, lending, using stable coins to transfer assets. I started my career on Wall Street, and so I saw the banking world for 15 years. I worked in Chicago and London as well, and I saw what they're doing, and I see the banking system as, like what you said. I mean, it drains global GDP, 6 or 8% of global GDP every year. I mean, I know what it is. I saw the racket that it is. It's even a mind game that's played with people. They don't understand. They never really had a relationship with their money. But they don't teach you money in school, right? Like all these basic things. And so it's crazy, right? I mean, I had Robert Kiyosaki in here, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, old school guy. And he tells a story. He raised his hand when he was in school and he was 10 years old, and he said, "When are you going to teach us about money?" And they said, no, we don't teach you money here. And he said, "Why? You're teaching me history and chemistry and Spanish." And they're like, no, we don't teach money in the school system. And he's just like, what's going on? And so, we've been born into this world where we're a slave to a paycheck. And as Robert said, poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them, which nobody likes to hear. But it's the essence of entrepreneurship and even asset ownership. My daughter, she's
managing.
Managing your money, right? My daughter's 18 now. She's got stable coins that return a yield. When I was 18 and I had a 68 Ford Mustang and there was no yield, So I feel like we're making progress, but I'm also curious if you think that, between regulation and the central banking system, there are going to be bumps or a lot of resistance along the way? Or do you think because the tech's so good, it's peer-to-peer, it's decentralized, that it will happen either way?
I think it'll happen either way. I think the banking system is going to have to severely adapt to what the next 3, 4, 5 years presents. But yeah, there's going to be bumps along the way. We're talking different regulations in hundreds of countries that you need to get over. And that's why DAOs are so important, because they theoretically, until, the legal advice that we have is that DAOs aren't recognized as a legal entity. And so the advice is we can't really tell you what to do. Because even if we give you advice, when it actually is solidified and the laws are made, we might have given you the wrong advice. So, do your best and obviously try and be ethical. And we always have. But, this model of DAO First, I just said to you, we raised $5 million with nothing, no agreements, no legal entity, nothing. How can you shut that down?
Yeah, you're right. That's people believing in ideas, right?
But there's 50,000 people around the world that know about Illuvium, that participate in Illuvium. Like, how they're all theoretically core contributors. They're all contributing. We contribute our time and effort, and in some cases money. The other 30, 40,000, they contribute money. And that's their contribution. They're saying, we believe in this thing. We get to steer the ship. And so happy to give you, $10,000. It's like the Kickstarter sort of model where it's community driven products. And they've proven to be so much more powerful when you've got thousands of people that are saying, yeah, we built this, rather than, hey, we're one company, what do you think? It's like, it's just a different paradigm.